What's the success been like?
The one thing I'm enjoying about this is that's the reaction from a lot of people, because again, I kind of have two dimensions. A lot of people just know me as Mark, the basketball guy, or two, the graphic designer or the t-shirt guy. They didn't realize I can actually create paintings. So just bringing them into the gallery and seeing the reaction from people has been phenomenal. And I'm enjoying that journey right now.
Freedom writers.
I am a revolutionary.
Freedom is a road seldom traveled by the multitude. We would like to invite each of you to come and go with us, and perhaps you'll see a side of life that you've never seen before.
Personally, I think that when you talk about things that are important in life, pictures really illustrate the backdrop and really give you a real base to understanding. We're visual people. We understand things through communication, but when we see it, we believe it. And I think what Mark has been able to do here is really create a whole feel to an environment, an understanding to a culture, the ability to relate even if you're not part of that culture. And this is something that's transferable in life, period. And when people have the artistic ability to really convey information without coming at you verbally, without putting in your face in an offensive way, but letting you see it and make your own decisions and interpret what the artist is trying to relay in their message, I think is a beautiful thing. And I think that's one of the great qualities that Mark Stoddard has.
I mean, when you look at the pieces, for me, it's the artwork, which is incredible the way it's put together. Like I'd hang that on the wall in my house, especially my man cave, right? They would look beautiful just to line them all up. But it's also the message, you know? There's as much in the way it's put together as who we've chosen to put here, you know? And when you look at this as a young person, fine, you're gonna say, hey, that's Joe Louis, but then you gotta take this artwork and say, well, why is Joe Louis depicted like this? Who is Joe Louis? You know, and some of the answers are written right there, but you hope that it encourages people to then go out and search the history of these people out, because there's a specific reason why these people are chosen to be on these pieces.
I'd like to say a special thank you to Mark Stoddard, or Corrupt as I know him, for putting this collection together, because when you look at it collectively, and you understand the collective impact that it has on a collective group of people, it's something you absolutely want to collect. I hope I get a deal.
The Olympic Games are 1 week old today, and yesterday, the 6th day, was the most dramatic so far. It started with the news that the Black Power disciples Tommy Smith and John Carlos, the Olympic 200 meters gold and bronze medalists, had been suspended by the United States Olympic Committee.
Things just didn't seem right. Race relations wasn't right. I noticed a double standard for people of color. We decided that we wanted to make a statement. Now you say how and why that day? That's when God comes in. God gave me a vision when I was 7, 8 years old and showed me in a form where everything that happened on that victory stand 15 years later happened in that vision. My wall just lit up. I could see shit on the wall like a movie. And I saw myself in the movie. And it was a box I was standing on. And everybody was out there. They were so excited. Like I always said, it was yippee-ki-yay. And, you know, it was just excitement. And it took a minute for it to dawn on me. They must be excited about something I did, because I'm standing in this box and there's nobody on the box but me. When I went to raise my left hand, something happened, man, where the people just went from joy to anger. When the anger came, it froze my hand in time. It shocked me that people could be that vicious, because they started calling me names, they started throwing things at me. Someone was even spitting at me in this vision. And then later on that evening, we went to dinner, and my dad could see that I was traumatized about something. And he said, Johnny, what's the matter? I said, Daddy, I was in a movie. And he said, well, what happened? I said, Daddy, everybody was happy about something I did. And then they got mad at me and they started throwing things at me and calling me names, spitting at me. And I remember my father brought me into his chest area. He said, nobody's going to bother you. My job is to love you, protect you, feed you, house you, and see that you get a good education. And I remember he leaned over my head and he said to my mother, he said, Vi, it looked like God's got something special for this kid. We're going to have to wait and see. 15 years later, the exact same thing that happened on that wall happened out there that day, October 16th. I think that was my mission in this life, is to make that statement.
This stand wasn't for me. This is because I'm seeing things happen to people that don't have a voice. People that don't have a platform to talk and have their voices heard and affect change. So I'm in a position where I can do that, and I'm gonna do that for people that can't.
There are a lot of things that are going on that are unjust, people aren't being held accountable for, and that's something that needs to change.
You know, this country stands for freedom, liberty, justice for all. And it's not happening for all right now. There's a lot of things that need to change. One specifically is police brutality. There's people being murdered unjustly and not being held accountable. Cops are getting paid leave for killing people. That's not right. That's not right by anyone's standards. These are new situations. This isn't new ground. I've experienced this. People close to me have experienced this. This isn't something that's a one-off case here, a one-off case there. This has become habitual. It's become a habit. It's things that have gone on in this country for years and years and have never been addressed, and they need to be. To me, this is a freedom that we're allowed in this country. So, no, I don't see it as a distraction. I think it's something that can unify this country. No, to be honest, it's not something I'm gonna be quiet about. I'm gonna speak the truth when I'm asked about it. This isn't for a look, this isn't for publicity or anything like that. This is for people that don't have the voice. And this is for people that are being oppressed.
I am an artist, and I ain't got no time to be silent. No time to allow these words to asphyxiate my ancestry amidst this violence, amidst this despair. Can't deny the world my gift because of fear. Living a life of purpose and service cannot and will not die with my gift still in here. Inspired by my pain and how close death came. Images of a tombstone inscribed with my name. Just then I snapped back to a new era, a new lane. And then my real eye realized that I could be the one to make a change. 'Cause see, I am an artist.
Good evening. Dr. Martin Luther King, the apostle of nonviolence in the civil rights movement, has been shot to death in Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis is a confused and shocked city tonight. No one can believe what has happened.
Our report we just got is that it's fatal.
I beg your pardon?
We just got the report that it's fatal, that the shot was fatal. The wound was fatal.
I have some very sad news for all of you and people who love peace all over the world. And that is that Martin Luther King was shot and was killed tonight.
I was very shocked when I heard the news that Martin Luther King had died, and it makes me wonder just what kind of a world we are living in and what's going to happen now.
I say to you, I've also decided to stick with love, but I know that love is ultimately the only answer to mankind's problems. I'm going to talk about it everywhere I go. I know it isn't popular to talk about it in some circles today. I'm not talking about emotional bosh when I talk about love. I'm talking about a strong, demanding love. But I have seen too much hate. And I say to myself that hate is too great a burden to bear. I have decided to love her.
And I certainly hope that there will be someone else to carry the banner in the road to peace.
And even when they pass, you still build these bonds, right? And he definitely, like I said, impacted me in a way to make me not forget him. You really got to figure out what it is within yourself that actually defines who you are and actually put the full 100% effort in, right? Because you never know what's going to happen. You never know how long your life is going to be here. So whatever's in you, get rid of it. Get rid of all that talent and put it out there to the world so at least they can just, you know what I mean, see your value. Because the worst thing is having it with you when you're dead. That's the worst thing, because nobody's never got to see it.